The owner of a yoga studio in Moorhead is taking a new approach to her practice.
Yes, Bridget Walters from Lucent Yoga and Fitness joins us today, not only to share her story, but also show us what makes her yoga studio a little bit different. Welcome to North Dakota today, Bridget.
Hi, Heidi. Hi, Lisa. How are you guys?
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Yes, I love your backdrop too.
I know, I'm feeling a little more zen by even visiting with you, so
absolutely.
I love that.
Hey, she's got do you have a middle part? Just kidding.
It's just slightly off to the side.
Okay.
I'm trying to trend towards the middle part so I can be uber cool.
That's
uber cool.
right.
I know. Well, yeah, Heidi also got the middle part today.
Well, we've got our yoga mat ready here to do a little practice with you too. But first of all, we want to know what drew you to yoga.
Well, I grew up and I was very active, and I danced my entire childhood and into high school and even after high school. When I moved to Moorhead about 11, 12 years ago, I was in a car accident and was actually staying at home as a mom, taking care of my daughters. And I just needed something. I was suffering from chronic headaches, body aches, and I found actually through our cable channel, they were offering a fitness link that I found yoga and started doing it at home. And I just fell in love with it from the instant I did it. I was doing it multiple times a week, and just it kind of grew from there. Eventually, I made my way into group fitness classes in the Fargo area, and that led me to here today.
Okay.
So you can love yoga and start doing practices, but how did you then decide I'm going to have my own studio?
That was an opportunity that came actually through my hairstylist. She and I had often talked, and even my husband and I, we talked often about how Moorhead was lacking a yoga studio for the city, and she graduated high school with the owner of Max Training, where my studio is located at. And they were talking one day, and we kind of came up with this idea. And I was initially just going to teach a few classes a week here. And it quickly morphed into my own studio and hiring other yoga teachers, and just have tried to build it from there.
So, and it's just been a couple years now that you've been actively owning, I guess, your own studio. But tell us about some of the other classes that you teach.
Yeah, we just, not only do we have yoga classes and your traditional vinyasa, we have the power yoga classes that are very popular when people begin yoga. My intent was to kind of make yoga accessible to a broader population whose needs weren't being met yet with yoga. There's so many people who don't feel comfortable walking into a yoga studio with a bunch of athletes or athletic people, and I wanted to give them a space and sort of a sanctuary to come to and explore yoga and be okay with being a beginner, being okay with having mobility issues, and kind of meeting needs there. And then along the way here, we've built this incredible community of support and people that just have stuck with us through COVID. And we're starting to build again now that our studio is back open.
I know when I was looking at your website, I thought that was a pretty cool option that you do online or in person. And for people who are new to yoga or intimidated, what you just said is exactly the case for so many people, you will teach people even one-on-one so they can feel a little more comfortable before they join that group setting.
Yeah, absolutely. We've added a weekly beginner class that's Tuesdays at 7, and that would be a group of up to about 4 people. You could reserve that space if you wanted to just be with beginners, but I would love to even meet one-on-one with people to kind of talk about what their expectations are, what their needs are, and take them through just what a typical yoga class would look like. So I don't want anyone to be held back by large group settings or just that feeling of uneasiness of not trying something new. I would love to meet people right where they're at and kind of bring yoga to life in them.
I love that. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to find out how people get signed up for your classes, but also we're going to see some of the yoga moves in case you're
Yes.
new to it. She'll show us some easy
mat.
ones. That's, why we have our mat.
Yeah,
We'll be right
grab
back.
your mat.